What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dan in the building with Let That Be Known Sports. We here with another one, man. The Mavericks won a close one, man. In New Orleans, man. 137-136, man. It's a game that we have to have, man. And we're here to talk about it. And here's my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, fam? It's your boy John. Go ahead and grab yourself something to drink. Sit back, relax, and let that be known. Sports. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I had to watch the game this morning. Got up and watched the game, and I had text you like, man, it's a close one. Like, what's going on? Why is it so close? Why is it? I was checking the score periodically, and I'm like, okay, we went up 10, and then next thing you know, I look at the score, we down 6. I'm like, oh gosh, what's going on, man? And John texted me back and said turnovers, and so I said, oh well, that makes sense. You giving away possessions, and when I looked at turnovers, man, and we talk about this so much on this show, man, so much. Dallas had 18 turnovers to New Orleans 8. So they did a fairly decent job of taking care of the ball with only 8 turnovers. We had dang near 20. And realistically, there's no way we should have won this game.
Mm-mm.
Whenever you turn the ball over 20 times, you generally lose the game. The assist was pretty much even. They had one more than we did. They shot better at the free throw line than we did. They shot more free throws too, but they shot better at the free throw line than we did. Shot a little bit better from the 3-point. We shot 46%. They shot 48%. As we looking into this, the turnovers was distinctively the rebounding might have helped us or saved us. We out rebounded them 35-26, and we had 16 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
No, we out rebounded them 51-36. I'm sorry, and we had 16 offensive boards. So Gafford was a monster.
Yep.
But they had 13 steals. And I often say this all the time. Everybody was clamoring for playing faster. And I said, okay, we can play faster. But normally when you play fast, if you're not smart or have IQ, it's going to lead to more turnovers because you're going at such a rapid pace that a lot of guys can't dissect or they can't execute at such a fast pace. And you end up making errant passes. And when I went back and watched the game this morning, that's exactly what happened. You got guys pushing the fast break. They go down, pushing so hard, they get stuck. Now they just chunk the pass and, it's going the other way. That's what happens when you play fast. That's why when we play slow, we was like top 2 in the league and taking care of the ball. Like it wasn't never an issue. And I know that a lot of this will be rectified once Luka comes back. Because he'll be, do a lot of the ball handling duties. Right now, you have Kyrie, and then you're doing it by committee with a bunch of other guys who's, essentially not equipped to be, playing point guard. They're just not equipped. But Dallas, the offense was there. You must admit.
Yeah.
The offense was there, man. You had 25 from PJ. He got you 14 rebounds. And he had 8 assists. He almost had a triple-double.
Yeah.
He had 20 from Clay. He's still fuming hot from the other game. He gave you 4 rebounds as well. You had 22 from Gafford, and he had 12 rebounds, and he also had like 5 blocks or something like that, something crazy. Um,
Yeah, 5 blocks. Yeah.
and then Kyrie gave you 25, 6 assists, and 9 rebounds. So they're doing a good job of rebounding by committee. They're not just leaving it all on Gafford and PJ. Dinwiddie had 11, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's a pretty decent night. Grimes had 17 points off the bench. That's what you need from him coming off that bench, that scoring punch. Want to ask a question: why Hardy only got 6 minutes? Why do
Well,
you think that?
it was a minutes restriction, but then also, man, it just kind of was just a flow thing, and he just kind of went in their rotation at that point because New Orleans, they're long, and so it was just kind of a flow thing, and then of course, second half, Grimes that's when he got his points actually.
Mm.
Most of his points is in
Yeah, I see him going. He went on a spurt.
so he went on the Spurs, so he kind of got cooking in the second half. So when that kind of happened, it's just kind of like we're gonna kind of ride the high hand at that point. And so
Now they proposed this. They said this is the most realistic trade that Dallas is probably going to make at the trade deadline. And I want to know how everybody feel about this. They said we will be getting Kelly Olynyk for Maxi Kleber and Jaden Hardy. Some say that's why he didn't play. So
that's another shooter.
they said this is the most realistic trade for as money is concerned, for
It
as
all
player
match up.
swap. It all matches up. Both teams feel like they're getting something good in return. It's not such a one-sided deal either way.
Let me see how
But
old is Kelly. 33. He's 33. He been in the
but
league that long.
Dallas is in a championship window, and Dallas is looking to capitalize on winning the championship. And for those who watch the Mavericks, know that we sorely need a backup four.
Yeah.
Like we just do.
Yeah, he's a
And
4-5. Yeah.
Kelly Olynyk, his 3-point shooting, his ability to pass, his ability to post up, his ability to run the screen and roll, screen and pop, like is what we was looking for Maxi to do. Well, we weren't looking for him to post up. Maxi never had no post up game,
No.
but he's been, he was had promise at the pick and pop game and the pick and roll game,
Yeah.
and in the stretch 4 game, and it's just not there. And when PJ goes out, it's just the difference. Like we would never see Maxi get no 25 and 14 rebounds, 8 assists. Like we wasn't asking him to do that. PJ is a starting caliber 4. He's a high level 4 guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we expect that out of PJ. That when we're down, we can look to you to bring something to the table.
And that's what he did last night when we needed him the most.
Can you hit open shots? Can you step up? Can you run the pick and pop? I seen them running the pick and pop with him and Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted Gafford to be able to do. Hey, can you hit this? Can you stretch the floor? But we was looking for Cleveland to at least give us 10 points a night, somewhere around there, 10 and 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds. That'll be enough to keep us stable for the minutes that PJ is not on the floor. But man, giving us 4 points, man, it's just not gonna do it, man. Then your 3-point shot, man, you scared to even shoot it. And then when you do shoot it, it's looking like, man, I'm just gonna chunk it up here again. I'm just gonna try to shoot it. And so it's like, man, and for those who've been watching the game, has been screaming and yelling like, please, Mary, just play Omax for now. Like we know Omax is not completely ready. He's still very raw, right? But he plays with the no fear mentality.
Yeah.
And you rather have a guy who's not scared than a guy on the floor who's petrified. And
Yeah.
Maxi Kleber, when he's on the floor, he is petrified. He will pass up shot after shot. He'll pump fake, keep pump faking that thing, pass it, keep pump faking, and you're wide open. Who you pump faking? You're wide open. He would dribble into trouble.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're wide open. Like that's why I'd rather play Omax. At least if he's open, he's going to shoot it. Like now, is he the best shooter right now? No, he's still a work in progress. They knew that when they drafted him.
Yeah.
They drafted him raw. Like that was the thing coming out of college. Like, hey, his upside is tremendous, but he's extremely raw. Right? He's not polished in no particular area. He's not a polished shooter. He's not a polished defender. He's not, he hasn't even grown into his body. You know, and so, a lot like Derek Lively, when he got drafted, he was raw. He just his growth throughout the year, that's why he came off the bench his first year because he was just raw in a lot of areas and just didn't understand different things like physicality. But by the time he got to playoffs, he understood. He understood. And this
Facts.
year, he took his game to another level this year. Now he's posting up in the paint. Now he got a hook shot. And so they're bringing him on slowly. And pretty soon we'll be seeing him shooting threes pretty soon.
Yeah.
But, they're bringing him on slowly as well as they're trying to bring on Omax, slowly. But, as of now, Omax been thrown in the fire because, we decimated. So it's like, hey, young fella, you got to play. Like,
Yeah.
and we need you not only just to play, but we need you to produce. Like some nights we're going to need you to really, like when we played the Wizards, get you 20 ball, right? We're going to need you. And a lot of games you can do that, man. If you play hard, you'd be
You can do
surprised how many points that you can get playing hard, man. So, man, what was your thoughts on this game, man?
Because I know we're gonna do the highlight analysis, but
Uh-huh.
from watching the game last night, man, we really shouldn't have won this game, especially the way we was playing starting out. We turned that ball over like crazy, man. Especially in that first half, man. And it kind of just turned into a shootout. The second
Mm-hmm.
half, cause like second half, man, we scored 40 points in each quarter. And then first quarter 35, second quarter 22. So it was like you said, scoring wasn't a problem. Turnovers was the problem. First, I know in the first half, man, they was beating us to loose balls. They were just out hustling us. And of course, that's how New Orleans is. That they just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
that's their makeup. But man, second half, man, they turned it around, man. Um, started playing some defense, taking care of the ball. PJ came through the clutch, man. Hit some big shots. Of course, Kyrie sealed the deal at the end. Clay was there. He was steady. He had another six. He had hit another 6 threes. So that's 2 or 3 games in a row where he's hitting 5 or more threes, which is big,
Well,
man.
honestly, a lot of it they just wasn't going to Clay.
Going right. Well,
Like
yeah.
some games he would only have like 5 shot
5 shots.
attempts.
But I think ever since that what was it? Was it Washington game?
Ever since the Boston game,
The
because
Boston
Boston
game.
is where it was pointed out, like Clay
Yeah.
didn't get no shot attempts. Like,
Well, I'm just saying where they actually kind of started to
well,
go to, and
yeah,
it was
Washington they made
Washington.
an effort, like we're gonna
So that
get him the ball.
ball. So ever since then, man, and he's responded, man. He's even getting in there mixing it up for boards. That's nice to see. That's good to see, especially with Luka out, man. Um, Dinwiddie, he was solid, man. Like I said, 11 points, 7 assists, 4 boards. But it was good to finally see our boy Najee back, man. I know he was on the minutes restriction coming back
We're,
from his sickness, man. But
worried about, bro.
we worried about it, man. But it was but it was out of there. But Q5 came through in the second half, man. I got it going in the second half, and that what really kind of put us over the top, man, and kept us steady there. And he was in that closing lineup as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But it was good to see, man. Good at that win. A win is a win at the end of the day. But yeah, PJ had cut down maybe half of those turnovers he had, man. He could have had that triple double.
Facts.
So, but like I said, with the way our roster is decimated now, I'll take it. We move on to the next, man. But if you're ready, man, we can go ahead and get started with this with the highlights, man.
The Mavs, don't forget the last time they met. 119-116, about 2 weeks ago, right here at the Smoothie King Center.
Remember Troy Murphy's block at the buzzer?
You got it.
Daniel Gafford's now your starter, and now his backup is now hurt.
Good to see CJ in his first. And inside, PJ Washington blocked away. Gafford will put the extra chance back in. The crew chief came over to advise the staff.
There we go.
Kevin Scott working with Scott Twardowski and Derek Collins, an experienced group, our three officials. Zion flips it home. DeJounte picks it up. Z on the run. And we'll get home again. Bounced off Washington, beat Gafford.
That's a lot of
beef.
beef.
Already in the first 13 for the Pels. On the run, Washington. And blocked away by Eve. Right in front of the rim.
You know how they report a big
on the run. He'll get the floater.
We ain't getting that.
He got there, can't he? Timeout, Willie Green.
She's tough.
So, but it'll go right out to Kyrie Irving. And will it be a third time?
Yeah. Y'all follow. There you go, y'all.
You don't secure the rebound.
He got a lot of promise too, man.
Yeah, you do.
He just ain't playing.
Coaches will tell you in a heartbeat, the possession's not over.
Yeah,
that, secure.
CJ lost the handle and Prosper.
Gives
the lead. That's the
easy buckets.
It's a cool thought.
All I know is it was the summer of love.
Man down.
To warm up, isn't he?
Kyrie face up game. When you face up at 3-point line, you better get up.
Ball away. Good touch. Stayed home.
The way you close is
run
important.
That point.
Kyrie on the run and going to the line.
That people don't understand
he
how
abused
tough it is to guard that.
He had to get him out of there.
Kyrie don't get no foul calls, man.
And Jose got the triple.
In the world.
And that was well contested by Irving.
Doing one of them type of nights, bro.
Bells aren't complaining. Now Z. Yep. Man. Counts if it goes, it will. How about straight?
Man, you're going to foul him.
90 seconds gone.
Second foul, man.
Dončić waiting for Kyrie Irving. Instead, catch and shoot. Oh, what a stroke.
Captain play.
You cannot give Kyrie Irving this amount of space.
Right.
He's
too good. The paint for the easy.
He's
That's
too
the
good.
layup.
He is way too good. Gotta go.
You got an advantage. Boston on the run.
Get out of there.
It's a great play by
Gafford.
This is a tough matchup for Daniel Tice right here guarding PJ Washington.
Hardy. He gave up the dribble. You said it. On the reverse. Blocked away by Tice. Didn't quit, did he?
Great block.
Fast spacing, man.
10 of the shot clock for Jose. Yeah, Prosper got him. He still gets him, though, to help out their backcourt. And one of the best in the NBA. Washington coming up short. He's going to the line. Did anybody touch that? Otherwise, it would have been a travel.
Washington playing like a
He
grown
scored
man.
double figures in 7 consecutive games. They're up by 6 now on the three-point play.
You want the ball to continue to move.
DeJounte, baseline, good look. Little space on Washington. Force the miss. Devontae, the trail, great touch pass. Brandon Boston.
Got it, basketball. That's good basketball.
Good touches. Really haven't capitalized on the dry
Dallas
spell.
is in this 2-3 zone.
That's what kind of slowed it down a little bit.
What a finish.
That's the spot of the zone, Joe.
The middle that time, but got a good look, didn't he? Trey on the lob, why not? He got it.
He windmilled
He
that
got
one.
to get back on D.
And that was a lob that was a little low. CJ after it, he's got it. And you got a 2 for 1. He's got Trey.
Why not?
And then don't get back on D.
Now he tags and gets out.
Yep.
Forcing his way to it.
Yep.
Too strong.
Yes, he needs some touches in the half-court set, not just in transition. Kyrie Irving. What a talent.
Zion
He's got
needs to get a
15
jump shot,
on his
man.
second triple of the game.
He do.
Dinwiddie will share it. Washington on a double clutch and a break.
lost
It
it,
was
but
tapped
Gafford
away.
found
And a timeout for the Pels.
Because when he's the primary defender, Zion can put his body into
Oh,
it.
the
Now,
pass.
Kyrie Irving sets up his
my God.
teammate. Spencer Dinwiddie with a good look.
Left open.
Now Z with a burst. And got it over
He
Gafford.
has to finish through all of them. He has to finish through all of them.
That 300-pound coming at
Irving.
That's a lot of weight, boy.
And Gafford took it away from Eve.
Oh, stop the video. Wait a
What a
minute.
finish.
Wait a minute.
And Kyrie.
Boy, that's that monkey dunk. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Boy. Boy, can you imagine watching the film? And you see him go straight up on your cap. You talking about dunking on somebody's head. That's putting it on somebody's head, straight vertical.
Yeah, first he snagged the board from you and then dunked on your cap.
Jeez. Man. Let's keep it rolling.
Taken away by Javante.
Out there, boy.
He exposed it. Javante, quick hands, got it. And a good
Gotta
take
stop the
by
ball
CJ.
play.
Hesitation on Klay Thompson. DeJounte. Trey on the run out was grabbed by Dinwiddie. Still got to the cup.
That is a beautiful
And that's what Willie's wondering about in front of us.
Sometimes a change of scenery will do wonders for guys.
2-point game.
32?
DeJounte tees it up. Finally,
That was in
because
32.
they've had some good looks from beyond the
Yeah.
arc. 5-point game.
They're in a 3-2 zone there.
He wants to get to that rim.
Z popped it away.
Got him.
Oh, good
And
pump
he
fake.
will. He'll get what he wants at the end of the shot clock. Gafford never left the paint again. Unreal. That was P.J. Washington who popped it away from Z. I said to you while we were away, maybe that's the biggest surprise of the night. Washington points off a turnover.
Passing and nobody
Coach
looking.
James Borrego told Andrew Lopez
It
at
worked out
halftime
that time, though.
this zone that Dallas ran in the first half
Get up
really
on him.
took the
Get up
Pels
on
out of their
him. He's a
offensive rhythm.
shooter.
Trey Murphy answers.
Trey Murphy killed
Grimes
him.
done a good job off the bench.
Oh, that has to
Yeah,
be
there's the deflection.
That has to be a steal.
Brandon Boston. This time he'll finish on the dunk.
This is where you miss Luka.
Let's see if he can keep him out of the paint.
Oh, my
Almost
God.
took it away.
That worked
Couldn't
out.
corral it. Klay Thompson
Oh, good
on
pump
the
fake. That's
flyby.
not stuff.
It's so funny when you can shoot the ball like Klay Thompson. All you got to do is shoulder basketball.
Pels have great balance tonight. They got 6 in double figures. P.J. Washington. And
Oh, good find.
it'll be Gafford going to the free throw line. 16 lead changes, 9 ties. And Z's got a little
You only
space.
wanna go
He'll get
right.
there. Yeah, Gafford was at the high post with Tice momentarily.
He's going to get there whenever he wants to.
He's talked about his double-double. Klay Thompson, too good a look. Coming off the rub, the high post, that screen up high. He came over the back of Eve. That's what Willie wanted. A loose ball foul.
Hey,
It'll be
open, man.
CJ. Good pass. Trey held up by Kyrie on the finish.
Trey's played very well tonight.
He wanted a foul. He's not going to get it. They don't have a foul here in the fourth. Trey on the run out. Going hard. What a game for Trey with 5.5 to play. Yeah, Kyrie's going to get what he wants. Gafford's going to go back up. And he's over the line. Hold him.
Grown man in there,
Right. Irving. Magician. That's what he is. And gets the mid-range shot over Eve. 9-point game. Z sets it up. I thought he'd take it. It'll be CJ. Good look. Got the triple. That's big. His second 3. P.J. Washington.
And that's the thing. When Kyrie Irving gets that basketball up,
Washington. He's at the hot
PJ.
end. Gets it again.
when he gives that basketball up, you have
All
to
time
allow
out.
PJ. Kyrie Irving attaches 2 to him. He gets rid of the basketball and allows his teammates to play.
DeJounte with the mid-range.
When had young fellow on
Tough
there.
part is you
Yeah,
trade
young
twos
fellow
for
on
threes
skate.
now. Pels got the best up without Luka, but Kyrie didn't play that game about 2 weeks ago. 4 on the clock. Kyrie got with the left hand. It's the finish.
Left hand drive, left hand finish.
They're shooting 48% on their triples. They're 20 on 42. Washington shares some
Grimes.
Well, didn't get it that time.
Up the dunk again.
Inside of a minute to play.
In both games here, Daniel Gafford has been such a difference maker.
Like
Trey Murphy building it up.
Stay on his body, PJ. The shooter.
They're going to let him have it too, but you got to make it.
Oh, Lord.
Get it back out.
This
Wide
went
open
incredibly
three.
wrong.
DeJounte. Yes. 15.9 to play. One possession game. CJ got the three, but only 0.2 of a second to play. The guys in Vegas, they probably paid attention to that finish.
Got a 1 point win by the Mavericks, man. 1 point win, man. Very sloppy game. Good offensive game. Just sloppy, man. Bad spacing. Bad decision making. On the defensive end, not stopping the ball, not staying connected to shooters. Like I said, I believe the turnovers will go down once Luka comes back. And shoot, heck, even Exum when he comes back, having another ball handler on the floor.
And he was actually upgraded to doubtful, so he's really close. So it's probably just a matter of conditioning now. At this point,
right now we only have one ball handler most of the time on the floor, especially when Spencer goes to the bench. It's just Kyrie, so everybody else is kind of like trying to help out. Yeah, and you don't really have a ball handler or decision maker. So Exum will help out with that, having a ball handler, somebody who's comfortable with the ball, who's going to take care of the ball.
Right.
And so you need that. With Exum coming back.
And I think going into the season, I thought Jaden Harder would be more of that. Not saying he's going to be a national point guard, but in spot minutes, being able to handle the ball a little more. But
he's so young, man. Like he's like 22 years old. Like he hasn't gotten to the point to where the maturity of the game is there, as far as like in his mind he's thinking score, but he ain't got to the point where he could think the game out. Like, man, if I take care of the ball, like that heightens our chances of winning. Like he hadn't got to that thought process
to manipulate the game.
Like, man, if I can take care of the ball, like even if I'm not scoring, if I can just take care of the ball, like that helps us out. Exactly. Yeah. Like, so he hasn't gotten to that point. Like, I remember Kyrie used to be like that. When Kyrie, if you don't remember, Kyrie, when he first got to Cleveland, he was putting up a lot of buckets, but they were losing. And he hadn't got to the point to where, like, how to affect the game in other areas until he got older and mature. And so, like, now you'll see Kyrie, like, if he's off, he's going to play really good defense.
Yeah.
Or he's going to play really good point guard role. Or he's going to make sure I'm out here to space the floor, right? So, like, finding other ways to manipulate the game or to put an impact on the game and understanding winning. Like, winning is not just about scoring. Because you can score, like, obviously tonight, like, the Pelicans scored a lot of points, Dallas scored a lot of points. The game could have went either way, right? But the game could have really been decided much earlier had Dallas did the intangibles, like take care of the ball, stopping the ball in transition, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you got in transition and you got one guy runs all the way to the paint. Why?
Right. If it's nobody in the paint, why are you running there?
Well, if you're back first, your first assignment is to always stop the ball.
Stop the ball, right. No, you don't just run down just to be running down. There was, lazy rotations
and then
lazy passes.
Another fundamental thing that you should learn or that you should have learned early on as a kid, they teach you this. If you do not shoot the ball, it's your responsibility to get back.
Get back. Weak side, get back.
The shooter is always got trail guy.
Yep.
Like that's always been the fundamental thing to
Follow your shot, and you got trail guy.
To being able to stop the fast break. That's always been fundamental. If you didn't shoot, you should already be sprinting back and getting ready to stop the ball. Shooter, follow a shot, you can't follow a shot, you get trail guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, just these different fundamentals, things like that just could help. And you're missing, like I said, you're missing a lot. A lot of guys are playing out of position, or asked to do more than what they have been accustomed to doing. Like, we're asking PJ to basically do a little bit of everything. Like, we need you to score, we need you to play make, need you to handle the ball up court. We need you like we're asking a lot of him. And granted to him, like he stepped up to it and said, hey, okay. But we're asking a lot of it.
And that's what he stated in his post-game interview right after the game. They was like, that they asked him, what are they asking you? He's like, everything, because we need it. We're so many men down. I got to help in all facets. He's having to play. He's our backup 5 right now. A 6'7" forward is playing backup 5.
PJ backup everything.
Well, I'm just saying, but he's
for sure. He's playing backup 5.
He's playing backup 5, and that's how far down decimated that we are. But being the guy, he's a dog, man, and so being the dog that he is, man, he's gonna step up, man. He's gonna play tough. He's gonna fight. Him becoming more of a leader on this team, man, is showing, man, and is rubbing off on everybody else. So who would you say is your MVP from last night's game?
So my MVP last night, man, has to be Gafford, man.
Landlord.
The block shots, the rebounds, the offensive boards, keeping possessions alive. Like, like he was a problem down there. And he was baptizing young fella. I know he's a rookie, man. And you talking about a welcome to the NBA moment. If he hadn't had one already, tonight was one. And Dallas, I know, felt like they owed them one because they felt like they was cheated, and they felt like they were cheated in New Orleans last time we played them, because it was a clear goaltending, and the refs just decided to not review. Now they'll go review a 3-pointer.
And actually, they did that last night. At the end of the towards the end of the fourth quarter, they stopped play to review, but then you couldn't.
They're supposed to be, and the rules said they can review in the final 2 minutes of the game. Like the refs, they can go review if they think something is in question. They can go review.
Mm-hmm.
And the refs told Spencer, like, you wrong, like no. And he like, what? And so
you knew how refs was that night. So
I mean, for sure. I mean, you know, it's just how it is, man. But that game there, we were short-handed that game, and but we felt like we owed them one. We came back with Kyrie this time.
Yeah.
Came back with Kyrie this time, and also they came back with Zion. So they had Zion playing, and I think CJ playing too. I don't know if he played last time.
He did.
Oh, he did. Okay. So Brandon Ingram, but I heard they're shopping him.
Yeah, he wants out.
They're trying to move him, but his stock is not high.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're looking to get for him, or do they have any direction of what they need or what they want? To me, I think the Pelicans have an identity issue.
They do.
Because they don't know who they want to build around.
Well, I mean, they wanted to around Zion, but Zion's so you can't rely on him. You know, he's always hurt. Now, of course, when he plays, yes, you know, he plays well, but when does he play? You know, when you're the face of the franchise, man, you know, you have to be there, man. You have to be available. And he's not that, but then yeah, man, they just got identity issue, man, because I think they thought Brandon Ingram was going to be that guy, but he's not panning out to be that, especially at this point in his career. What is he, close to 10 years in the league at this point?
Well, the problem is they was hoping that Brandon Ingram and Zion was going to be the core, two guys that they could, you know, kind of build around. But Brandon Ingram and Zion don't play well together.
They don't.
So, like, when they're both on the floor, one of them suffers, and it's usually Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Right? He suffers because Brandon Ingram is not a high-volume three-point shooter. Right?
No, he's a mid-range guy.
So he suffers. He's more of an ISO mid-range guy. And so he suffers from when Zion has the ball and Zion kicks it out. He's not a high volume. He's a lot like DeMar DeRozan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see like a guy like Trey Murphy. He thrives with Zion, right? Trey Murphy is a high volume 3-point shooter. Like, if I can get him, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna take him.
Mm-hmm. Or vice versa. When you know Brandon Ingram has the ball, you know, you got Zion clogging up the paint because he's not a threat anywhere else.
He's not a threat anywhere else. He don't have a jump shot,
and then he only goes right. Yeah.
So like you know, it just doesn't mesh well. It's not a good fit for them. For Brandon Ingram. They need a guy that don't mind. If you're gonna stay with Zion, you're gonna have to go get a 3-4 guy who don't mind shooting threes.
Well, let me ask you this: just money aside, contracts aside, which one would you keep? Money aside.
Me personally, I wouldn't keep neither, and this is why. We know Zion has health issues, right? He's gonna miss time, and he's gonna miss extended periods of time. He's unreliable in that sense. Brandon Ingram doesn't have dog in him, and he's also injury prone as well. That's that that side. At least Zion, when he's on the floor, like, you know, he has some dog in him. Like, he ain't gonna just be out there lollygagging. Like, I've seen Brandon Ingram playing games, and it just be like, is he playing tonight? Like, yeah, he playing. Like, bruh, and you want $40 million a season? Like, I'm like, bro, I should feel your presence. Like, especially if your team is struggling. Like,
you should be getting them up, bro.
Like, you should be like, hey, like, come my way. You know, like when the Pelicans were struggling, like, Zion was like, hey, and they was going to Zion.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said, you know, Zion. That's why I said Zion has a dog, but he's just undisciplined, and he's gonna be hurt unless he can find it within himself to transform his body. But I also stated this about Zion: his greatest superpower is his greatest weakness, and his greatest superpower is his size and his strength. But that's also what's hurting his knees and his lower extremities. So if he loses all the weight that he needs to actually lose, he won't be as great of a force as he is playing at 287, 300 pounds. Right? At that weight, he's a force. But it's also killing his lower extremities. But if he can find a way to get that weight down to 260, close to 250, he'll be a lot healthier, but he won't be as big of a force as he is now.
Well, I think he needs to goes to the school of Charles Barkley. Because Charles Barkley kind of had that issue starting out, but he needs to kind of model his game after Charles Barkley.
Charles was different. Like he ain't got the engine that Charles had. Charles was a monster, and I know like for a lot of young fellas, like y'all hear Charles on TNT, he funny, he say crazy stuff.
That dude was a monster, man.
Charles was a monster. In the 90s, it was great consideration that he was the number 2 player in the NBA.
Facts.
For those who don't know, on the 92 Dream Team, Charles was the leading scorer. Just to show you like how good he was. Like him and Jordan wasn't best friends for nothing. Like Charles could hoop. Like he was a monster. Like even Jordan was like, yeah, we got to double team Charles. Charles was getting it wasn't uncommon for Charles to get 30 and 20 rebounds.
Easy.
And
being out of shape.
When Charles needed to shoot, he could shoot.
So you don't think he can ever develop into a resemblance of that?
I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying Charles' engine, like his.
So you don't think Zion has that engine?
Y'all tell me. Y'all watch him play?
Make sure y'all put that in the comments, y'all.
y'all tell me. Do you think he got a motor like that? Where it's just like nonstop? Like Charles also played through a lot of injuries. Like go back and watch. You know, he had a lot of bad injuries he played through. You know, he played through a lot of bad injuries, man. In the playoffs, you know, Charles was hurt. You know, he played through them. You know, like that's the type of motor I'm talking about. Like that type of motor, a motor like Luka. Like I'm hurt, but I'm playing. If I can walk, god dang it, I'm playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's remained to be seen. But I think, you know, just me personally, I think if he wants to last, he's going to have some resemblance of that, especially with his height. And of course, he does need to, you know, shed some of that weight, because playing that big, man, on that type of frame, man, that's not going to last in the league. That doesn't last long.
But you know, like I said, like it's his greatest superpower.
Yeah.
But it's a detrimental to his body, you know.
Yeah. Your body's not going to be able to,
especially the way that he plays. He plays a lot of contact. He goes in. He's
very physical.
He looks to be physical, to bang, and like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something he's going to do something, because especially like all of his injuries are lower extremity injuries. So,
and like, you know, God forbid, not wishing this on him, like the ACL and the Achilles, like you're begging for it.
Yeah, you are.
You know, because
especially the way he jumps too. Yeah,
you're jumping so high and coming down with that 300 pounds. Like you're asking for a blown out knee,
and you flat footed.
You know, so like, you know, but mentality wise, you know, he does have more dog than Ingram does. Like Ingram is so mild mannered, like as far as on the court. Like I think Ingram needs to be a place where he can be like a role player.
You think he can be a solid number 2?
Not on the championship team.
Oh, so more of a 3.
He reminds me a lot of PJ Washington on the championship team. Except without the dog. PJ Washington's a dog.
Yeah.
You know, but like PJ Washington is a 3 on the championship team. PJ Washington probably can be a 2 on a playoff team. But when you're talking about winning the championship, he's a 3.
Okay.
The same with Kyrie Irving. Like I love Kyrie, but Kyrie's a 2 on the championship team. Just is.
Yeah, like the year he won, he was a 2.
The year we went back last year, 2.
Yeah. But man, yeah, we holding down that A spot, man. We hold down that 8 spot. I mean, we got some help last night because
Golden State lost.
Golden State
Golden State
won.
won. Phoenix lost.
lost.
That's who lost.
Phoenix lost. Denver lost. I mean, of course, Denver's up there, but any loss in the West helps. So we still maintain the 8 spot, man. So shout out to him, man.
There's some teams that got some rough. Like the end of February gonna be rough. Like Minnesota, the end of February is gonna be rough.
Mm-hmm.
And some teams like Lakers, they end of February rough. Like they gonna have.
They got an easy schedule right now, but yeah,
it's gonna get rough. Like when you start running through those top tier teams, like it's gonna be nothing for you to lose 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah,
right. And before you know it, you back in that 6th spot. Like, and we're getting healthy, coming up. So our health is on the brink. I think the only person we'll be missing is Lively.
Help is on the way.
Gotta hold on.
Hold on. Help is on the way.
So you have Luka coming back, got Exum coming back, which will help us tremendously. I believe we're gonna make a move at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
which is gonna help. And then you just be waiting on Lively.
Yeah, and I think
which he'll be back in probably, they said 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. Because it was just a micro fracture.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big fracture, it wasn't nothing like that. So we got blessed on that. We got lucky on that because it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a big fracture.
Because I think that's what Kleber's is. His was like a full fracture. So he's gonna be out, what they said, was it 2 months?
I don't care.
I think it was like
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap to y'all, man. I was just happy that Buddy just wasn't on the floor no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not wishing nothing bad on Maxie. I'm not wishing no harm on Buddy.
Oh man.
Right. But when he got hurt, I went like, oh man. I was like, oh well. Give old Max some time.
But man, Friday, man, we played on Bad Boys Pistons, and man, lately they have been the Bad Boys Pistons.
They in a fighting, boy.
That boy Stewart, that's all he coming there to do is fight.
But he might not be there. He probably gonna get suspended for what he did.
Yeah, we did the Tommy Bryant, but you see how Tommy Bryant played it? That's how you play it. You lay there for a minute. When they grab him,
he got like,
that's when you get tough. Cause you really don't want no problem with him. Isaiah Stewart, he really liked that.
Only person I seen Isaiah Stewart not run up on, and that was James Johnson.
Yeah, what? Hey,
James Johnson was sitting. James Johnson is in Indiana for one reason and one reason only. And James Johnson was like, "Hey, bro, like if you want to do that, like I ain't got nothing to lose. Like I'm not playing. I'm a vet. One reason.
I'm a vet. I'm a vet, and I'm the muscle. If you want to do that, we can get down."
I've heard stories about James Johnson, man, from Udonis Haslam them about what he did to certain teammates, man, in the locker room, man. For being called out his name.
Mm-hmm.
I heard stories about him from Jeff Teague because James Johnson went to Wake Forest with Jeff Teague, and Jeff Teague said he cussed him out one day in practice, and he kept calling him the B word, and he was like, "Hey man, you call me that again, we're gonna have a problem." And Jeff, tried to try him, and he said, "Okay, say less." And so Jeff said he was so scared. After practice, said he tried to leave. And somebody came to him like, "Man, don't worry about it, man. I ain't gonna let y'all fight."
There goes the coach. The coach at the interview.
He was scared. He's coming in there. He trying to get his bags and get out.
No, this dude in college, man, the way he was making money was taking street fights.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's doing street fights, you leave them alone. You leave them alone. Now Isaiah Stewart, he a loose cannon, but he ain't that loose.
Nah, he ain't stupid. He reckless. He might have an anger issue, but he ain't stupid.
Now, you know who I like to. I mean, I hate to say this, but you know who I like to see him get rough on them with?
Who?
Our boy Draymond Green.
They did have him running in.
Really?
Yeah, they got tied up. They got tied up or whatever. And it was just kind of like, it wasn't overly the top or whatever, and nothing like that. Like he knows who to shove and like who to go over the top with, right? So he knows, like, it's almost like the incident with LeBron James, like LeBron, accidentally elbowed him, so LeBron like, my bad, y'all jockeying for position.
Yeah,
and so it got him, my bad. And so Stewart was cool, and then all of a sudden he just loses his mind. And so Bron like, bruh, like, chill, like I told you, my bad, like I wasn't trying to hit you or whatever. And so of course Bron ain't gonna fight him. Like Bron, like, bro, I got a brand, bro. Like I am the league. Like I can't be out here fighting. Like what would happen if I did that? Like, what I got at stake, all the stuff I have. Like, he owns baseball teams and soccer teams. And, he's the face of Nike. Like,
yeah,
bro,
bro.
I can't do this.
You're not worth that, bro.
Like, I got a lot of endorsements that'll be on the line if I start swinging out here.
Yeah, right.
Or whatnot. And he just kept trying to come, like, bro. And then
all in the locker room trying to.
My thing is, we're not gonna let y'all fight. Why you keep doing this, bro? That's the part that irritated me. Like, they kept breaking him up.
They need to do that. What they've been doing, players previously. Cities ran down like some games.
I'm like, why you keep forcing your way through this, bro? We're not gonna let you fight. Like,
and he just seemed like he was just
so determined. You would have thought that LeBron, like,
like Clubber Lane off of Rocky, man.
For sure.
That's why I'm start calling him Clubber Lane.
Like, I'm like, God, dog, bro. Like, we're not gonna let y'all fight. Like, just chill.
He'll run up on other people too. I mean, he ran up on Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, Gilbert said he was like, because Gilbert was talking about this same incident,
right?
Of like, how stupid it was. Like, bro, he's stupid. He probably can't read well. Gilbert was, Gil. He ain't got no chill, so he just going, like, not knowing that I'm gonna run into Buddy, and Gilbert ran into this Buddy talking about this man can't read, and so he approached Gilbert like, yeah, what was that you was saying? And Gilbert like, what you mean? Which one? And Gilbert is like that guy who everybody knows is a jerk, but nobody wants you to fight him. Like,
you know what he is.
Like, Gilbert ain't here to fight. Like, and Gilbert did get, he did get hands put on him a lot in the league. Like, for those who don't remember, in his Golden State years, like, he was a jerk. And so, like, they would tell him go get donuts. He would go get donuts, but he'll rub his middle part on him.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Got pubic hair on the donut. And they would beat his tail in the locker room. But he was just like, it's just how he was. It's just it's just who he is.
Yeah, he's like that annoying little brother or something like that. He's kind of like that.
So it's like, yeah, that's Gilbert. Like, and then if you hit him, like, why'd you hit Gilbert?
Well, you know what
he is. Like, he was doing it, like, it's how he is. So it's just that type of thing. But I just didn't understand that about him. Like, just the overly tough. Like, if you go fight, then go UFC. Like, if you just want to be tough guy, like,
that seemed like what he want to do more than anything is just fight.
Like, guys in the guys who are in the NBA, man, you're not there to be tough. Like, man, you're a hooper. You're not tough. Like, if you want to be a tough guy, man. Now I understand, like, standing on your business. Like, if somebody's trying you, yeah, you should stand on business. Don't let nobody just be pushing you, shoving you, whatever, or whatnot. But just to be overly tough,
just for the sake of,
like, bro, you
can't be this tough averaging 5 points a game.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, you got to stop, and I'm glad he's gonna be out when we play him. Because we got some guys who about that, man. Like, you just not gonna do that.
And we just got one back.
Like we just got Dude back. Like he was suspended 4 games off this.
He's still trolling off the last time he was suspended.
He said he enjoyed it. Like he said, I hate the suspension, but I enjoyed the altercation. Like, you know,
yeah, because I said Dan a picture of it. He had a portrait of a punching buddy.
Like
he had a portrait made.
That mother fire.
I wish we could find it, because I would definitely get one.
I would get one, man.
So anybody that's about it like that,
you know, and you know, you just see how teams, you know, and it's good to have players like that on your team, because you see how teams handle you.
Right.
Like teams generally don't get tough with Dallas. Like, you know, it's just not gonna go.
That used to be our problem, man.
They used to be our problem. Teams would come and, you know, push us around or whatever, a hard foul one of our guys, and our team just looking stupid. It's like, why don't you let him hit your guy like that? He don't hit your guy across the head. Like Luka
do that to me too.
Like Luka earlier years, like he was getting like crazy foul, and his guys would just be like trying to help him up, and Luka looking at him like, man, get off me. And Luka be the only one that be like pushing back, like it's like that's your star player. Like you got him out here mixing it up, and it's like the rest of the team was just soft. It just was. You know, now like if you push Luka, you guarantee like PJ is finna stand on business.
Like, and then we still got one in the chamber over there, OG Morris.
Yeah, so they not finna let it go, bro. Like
he beat up his own stepdaddy, so he really don't care.
You know, so he's just not gonna, he's just not gonna do it, bro. It's just not gonna be allowed.
Yeah.
You know, Westbrook used to be like that. He tried that one time, and then when PJ showed him, like, that ain't what that is, cuz. Now when we play Denver, he ain't on all that. All that overly aggressive toughness, like, like, bro. We will put hands back on you.
Oh yeah, he finna sit down for real, cuz I just seen that little clip, man. He did gun signs at the crowd when he was walking to the locker room.
And he shoved the ref hands off of him. Like the ref was trying to guide him out the thing, because he was still lingering on the court. And he reached back and threw the ref hands off. I said, oh man, they probably gonna get you for 8 games. You gonna miss some significant time. Like, bro, you put your hands on the ref like that, the league ain't finna be taken kindly.
Yeah, he need to go sit down, because that's his best attribute right now, just trying to fight.
But man, we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate the love, man. Continue to watch us, man. Continue to subscribe. Remember, follow us on all platforms, man, and let that be known, man. Also, man, it costs you nothing to like. It costs you nothing to subscribe, man. Man, lock in with us, man. And we'll be with you, man, every game. We'll be here locking in with you, man. And much love. Peace out.